Hey y'all, so I am back with the video today. This video is going to be way different than anything I have done, but I have not been able to get away from the fact that I need to do this video. Now this video is going to be I guess I would say concerning or just on discussing this young lady who was found deceased in Memphis about 4 months ago at the beginning of the year, whose name is Dominic Davis. She ended up going missing at the beginning of the year, like around New Year's. She ended up going missing around December 31st, January 1st, and they confirmed that she was found deceased January 3rd of this year, 2024. So, I just want to start off by saying the reason why I've been kind of pushed to do this video is because I know that her energy has been trying to get my attention. And then once she got my attention, like, she didn't let it go. I'm not exactly sure why she chose me specifically, but she did. And I guess you could say that we've been working together, like, spiritually, to kind of piece some things together, because I could be wrong, but it seems as if the police didn't piece these things together, and that was just things that was just right there in front of my eyes that I could not ignore. And yeah, we just gonna get into it. So like I said, her name is Dominic Davis. I believe she was 40 or 39 when she passed. So I guess I have it written down in my notebook. I have notes written down in my notebook. Just like I said, we've been kind of working together, piecing some things together. And so, yeah, like, as I've been piecing things together, I've been just jotting them down in my notebook, and I've just been kind of waiting for the best time to kind of speak on it. And I haven't been wanting to, just for my own personal reasons of not wanting to speak on something like this, but it just seems as if it's necessary. And like I said, this is a young woman who has not let up when it comes to grabbing my attention and making sure that, like, I'm acknowledging her, and that and that I am listening to what she has to say. Hey. Okay, so we're gonna start off when her energy first got my attention, which was when she was still considered to be missing, and this video came out. I will have to link the video in the description to wherever I post this video to, but I can't remember like what the YouTube channel name was. I believe it was called. Hey. I believe it was called Family Crime or Crime Family, something like that. But like I said, I'll link the video because that was how my attention was first got by her. So I was watching the video. The video had popped up on my recommended for you thing, and of course it caught my attention because it said Memphis Woman 444 when I said that. It caught my attention when it said Memphis Woman. I remember watching the video, and as I'm watching the video, I'm like, going along with the details and like searching shit up, if that makes sense, like on Google and on Facebook. Especially because I realized that the name of the guy who was like at the time kind of in mind to be a suspect, we were friends on Facebook with each other. And the only reason why we not now is because I took him off, and I actually kept him on my Facebook on purpose for a while just to see some things. And then I recently, I would say maybe like a month ago, decided to that I just, it was like seeing him pop up on my timeline, it made me like physically sick to my stomach, seeing him pop up. And so I just said like, fuck it. I feel like whatever reason I was led to kind of observe, I feel like that is over, and so I'm just gonna remove this nigga. But like I said, her boyfriend, who was at the time in mind to be a suspect, we were Facebook friends. And so that, it was like the more I was watching the video, the more I was like, you with me? The more I was like kind of going down a rabbit hole, especially because at that time she was still considered to be missing, not dead. This video in particular, this first bullet point said, video posted explained her to be dead before it was officially confirmed by the family. I was watching that video, and I remember the dude in the video said RIP to her, and I remember feeling personally angered by that, because as I had went down that rabbit hole, and I ended up finding her sister. At the time, I ended up finding her sister's Facebook page. Her sister had not confirmed that she was dead at the time. Memphis police had not confirmed she was dead at the time. The news station had not confirmed she was dead at the time. And so I just remember personally feeling away after watching that video, and the dude saying that RIP to Dominique. And I remember being like, she has not been said to be dead yet. And I even commented that shit. I'm not sure if the comment is still there, but I even commented and said like something to the extent that it was disrespectful to be saying RIP to somebody who's not been confirmed to be deceased yet, because she hadn't been confirmed to be deceased. And so I thought that was weird, first offhand, like off rip. And like I said, she was still considered to be missing at that time when that video was dropped, and when that dude said RIP to her. That's the first bullet point here. Now, I won't be saying his name, but when I link the video, his name gonna be in there. We just gonna call him B. But like I said, I'm just not putting his name in my mouth. So we're gonna start with like the little timeline from when I was led to start being an observant, and start like piecing some puzzles together. This was still when she was missing, not confirmed to be dead yet. So V started posting tarot readings while people were still looking for her. V was her so-called boyfriend at the time. Look, I don't know these people. This is just information that, I mean, like, that's given, due to like Facebook, YouTube, the news, and all that stuff. So like I said, V, he was posting tarot readings on his Facebook page, because we was Facebook friends. He was posting tarot readings on his Facebook page while she was still missing, while people was looking for her. Red flag in my head. Automatically red flag, because this is supposed to be your girlfriend. She's missing. Why the fuck are you posting tarot readings? But it wasn't even that of the why. but it was more so like what's in the tarot readings and why, like, yeah, why are you posting it? Why are you not looking for her? But like more so like what are you trying to set up? That's what my mind instantly went to. It seems right off the back as if it was like a setup to like clues to make someone kind of look over here when they really should be looking over here. That's what I was thinking. I hope that made sense. So, like I said, he was posting tarot readings on his page. The tarot readings consisted of people cheating on one another, things like betrayal, things coming to light, and things being revealed. These were like the key words in the description of the tarot readings that he was posting. Now, my mind, looking at this, mind you, this woman is still fucking missing during this time. Me seeing it and being like, I know what he's doing right now in this moment. I know exactly what the fuck he's doing. He's trying to like set it up. He's setting it up. He's setting up the fucking stage right now with these fucking tarot readings that he's posting, because the tarot readings being posted are insinuating something, and like his caption was like, yeah, like I told them, or something like that. I can't even remember exactly what his caption said, but I can't remember what the tarot readings consisted of. No, I did not watch the videos, but I read the descriptions and I just read in between the lines, and I just was like, this is very interesting for you to be posting this while your so-called girlfriend is missing right now. And so, yeah, I remember thinking that shit. It was something else. Oh yeah, the readings was alluding to a woman cheating. Mind you, this dude, it wasn't just one or two readings that he was reposting on his page. This nigga was reposting. Their nigga reposted multiple tarot readings on his page. And so, like I said, I just paid attention to the keywords and the descriptions of the readings that he was posting. And I just knew something in my spirit was saying that, like, this is like a setup. Like, this is trying to set up the stage for right now, so later on something can be like alluded or insinuated to. Another bullet point I had was expressing no concern over her being missing, other than making a post saying, "Dominique, call your mama." Quote. Oh, let me quote unquote that. Open quote. Dominique, call your mama. Close quote. Mind you, she's still missing during this time. There was no post on his page during that time of him showing or expressing any concern. I know people cope differently, yada yada yada. Look at this red bird right here. In 1333, there's a red bird right here. So I'm gonna continue on, because I take red birds as a sign of an ancestor is present, and Dominique is an ancestor. She may not be my direct descendant to an ancestor, but she an ancestor. And this red bird just, hey red bird, is chilling. Okay, Ashe. I thought that was weird that this was your girlfriend and you're not expressing, like, not even on some like, let me try to fake it, let me try to make it seem like I give a fuck. Like, not even that. Like, not showing any ounce of like concern or empathy towards his girlfriend or his girlfriend family during this time of her being missing. The only thing that he said that even like connected to Dominique during that time was, like I said, Dominique, call your mama. That was all he said. And that was his way of trying to make it seem like, in his mind, he knows she's still alive. So that's why he tagged her on Facebook, because he was trying to make it seem like Oh, she just like, I guess she just wasn't communicating with nobody. That she was fine. So at some point he turned off his comments while people were still searching for her. Once again, had not been declared deceased at all. Body was not found. He turned off his comments while the search was still going on. He was still posting like nothing was happening during these. So it was from this the late night, early morning of December 31st, January 1st, and she was found January 3rd. So during that short period of time, he was still posting on Facebook like nothing was wrong, like nothing had happened, like his girlfriend is not missing. Um, at some point, he did stop posting for like 2 days. He did stop posting for 2 days, and I think at that point she had been found. I could be wrong, but I feel like by that point when he had stopped posting, she had been found. So after she had been found and this nigga was not in custody, it seemed like he might have been in custody. I don't know. This is me just speaking from speculations and me being an observer, watching his Facebook page during this time, keeping an eye on this nigga because shit, that's what I was led to do. I mean, hey, shit, it is what it is. Like, I ain't got no shame. I mean, that's what the fuck I was led to do. Like, I got fucking notes on this shit. Like, this is not for play. Like, this woman wanted my attention and she wanted me to speak on some shit. And like, obviously, if my ancestors, if spirit, if the divine allow her to connect with me on that level, then obviously it's something there. It's something there. Damn it. So these notes, where I'm about to start at now, these are observations from when she was found, and he had stopped posting for them couple of days, and then he had got back on social media. So I had wrote down my opinion was he was clout chasing. He was feeding off the attention. He was being an attention whore. And I say that because one day I was scrolling and he was on live and he had popped up, and I was curious to see what the fuck this nigga had to say. And I was just watching him and his mannerism and the way he was speaking and the way that he was just moving in general. And I could see it all on him. I could see the attention whore all on his face, and just I did write that. I did write about that, but that's on the next bullet point when we hit to when it seemed like he hired his own personal interviewer or some shit and went on live and had this person who was not even in the camera to ask him questions. The shit was fucking weird. And like I said, I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm gonna link that video. The first video that I had seen that kind of got this rabbit hole started. I'm gonna link that video. His name ain't gonna be in the video. Motherfuckers can do their own research if they want to, but like I said, me and this person was actually Facebook friends until I decided to take him off, and I felt like I had got what I needed to get, or at least all I was gonna get, before I did this video. But not even that video, that live that I had seen was a confirmation of what I was feeling as far as him being attention seeking or being clout chasing and being an attention whore. It was other posts and shit that he was making before that you could just tell that because of that case that he had drawn in more attention specifically from women, and that he was enjoying the attention that he was getting, and he was feeding off that shit, and he was riding off that shit. It's so fucking disgusting. And that he was just saying things, he was just posting statuses and shit because he know that people was gonna respond or react to him, giving him attention, feeding his ego. Mind you, and he getting his ego fed and stroked off the back of this fucking dead woman. Keep that shit in mind now. So we're gonna hit this next bullet point. When he hired, I say hired, he didn't say he hired nobody, but the caption was like going live, about to answer some questions. I was like, I want to see this shit. So it seems as if he hired, because I say hired because I know he ain't get nobody to do no shit like this for free. And I say interviewer because this person was just asking questions. It wasn't no polygraph. He wasn't hooked up to no machine or no shit. So it wasn't like no actual like real shit. It seems as if this nigga had the bright idea to do something like this for attention, in my opinion. So I got the quote unquote interviewer. What I put down on there was his body language. When he was sitting in the chair, he was answering questions from this lady, this fucking invisible lady. This lady was not in the camera. His body language, he showed no emotion when he was being asked questions about Dominique. When he was also being asked questions about Dominique, he was deflecting these questions and he was unable to remain relevant. So he would be asked about one thing and he would deflect and start speaking on something that was totally not even connected to the question that was asked. But I do remember him and the interviewer, hitting or trying to insinuate that this girl was married. She did ask him, like, did you know she was married? Which, what does it have to do with any fucking thing? Especially since she's dead now, what does that have to do with anything? But remember, I told you about the tarot readings that he was posting at the beginning when they were still searching for her. And the key words that was in the description of the tarot readings, cheating, betrayal, things coming to light, things being revealed. And then the lady, the invisible lady asking, did you know she was married? What did that have to do with any motherfucking, what does that have to do with anything? What did that have to do with anything? And I remember them mentioning her potentially being pregnant when she was killed. Well, I can't say, I don't know if I can say killed. I mean, I didn't mean to say killed, but it's like, it seems as if, look, I can't say nothing. Allegedly. Like I said, I'm just being used as a vessel right now, for a higher power. That's all I'm here to do. But like I said, I bullet pointed potentially being pregnant because there was something that tried to be like insinuated. Her being married and her potentially being pregnant. He the one brought up the pregnant shit. The interviewer lady brought up asking when did he know or did he know that she was married. She asked personal questions about Dominique. Okay, so yeah, that was in front of the bullet point when I brought up did she know he was, when she asked did she know she was married. But it says, the bullet point says, ask personal questions about Dominique, like did you know she was married. I hope that didn't confuse nobody because I really was just trying to like summarize what I wrote. But that little part before that question about the marriage shit was important to verbalize, so that's what that was. Something else that was interesting, he said that he loved her. He also said that he barely knew her. And he also said that they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. Or he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. All those three things were said by all the same person. He loved her, he barely knew her, and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. And that's when he started talking about the whole trying to insinuate that she was pregnant, or that she told him he was pregnant, that she was pregnant. So this bullet point, this bullet point still goes on to the him being interviewed, and it kind of just further goes into like the body language. What I was observing from him was him constantly smiling, him fiddling his hands as he was answering questions, him sucking his teeth, and his eyes being shifty, his eyes going back and forth. Somebody who was telling the truth, they ain't gotta think about the truth. They ain't gotta prolong their answer and just drag shit out in order for them to get to where they need to go in the sentence. If you telling the truth is sometimes it's not simple, but a lot of times it is. A lot of times we make shit harder than what it is. A lot of times we just gotta say it. And so the fact that he could not be straightforward with his answers and the other things, it was like he had to these things that I named off, like his body language, smiling, fiddling with hands, sucking teeth, shifting eyes. These are things that I felt like he was doing, in my opinion, to give himself time to answer these questions, or to think of a lie, to think of something that would sound good in response to that. That's my opinion. Okay, so it was one point when he claimed that he helped find her. He claimed that he helped the police find her body, and he mentioned two men in black with a mask on and putting her in the trunk. He kind of like threw that out there as he was speaking to this invisible interviewer lady. He just kind of threw that shit out there, and I was like, I do not remember them mentioning anything about that on Google or anywhere. But these niggas were in the live video that he did when he was being questioned by somebody. He claimed that he helped the police find her. He was like, I'm the one that helped them find her. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take on like the credit that, like, if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have found her body. Like I said, he mentioned two men in black that had on the mask and put her in the trunk. He said that he went to a Torah reader by his house and they told him that. That's what he said in this video. He said he went to a Torah reader by his house and they told him that. Implication. It was another red flag I wrote down. Quoted from his mouth, you know I'm spiritual and stuff, so close quote. I put that as a red flag. Anytime somebody say, well, you know I'm spiritual and shit, I always see that as a red flag. Always. And that was something that he said during this interview as he is speaking, as he was supposed to be in asked questions about Dominique, her disappearance, his potential or alleged involvement. This is the shit that he talking about. A Torah reader telling him what happened to her, where she'll be found, and telling he said, you know, on spiritual and stuff. So that was after him speaking on him hiring a Torah reader. So I guess that was like his justification on why he got a Torah reader. He was saying that he was spiritual and stuff. Throughout the rest of that video, he only talked about himself, his job, and his life. He was saying things like, you know, my life. It was very, the vibes was very, and I hate to say this word because it gets overused a lot, but his language was very narcissistic, as far as, you know, once again, the topic being about Dominique and her disappearance, and at that point her death, because her body had been found by that time, and him only being concerned and focused and wanting to speak on himself, his life, his job, him talking about it, he lost his job, and yeah, and I just was like, why don't I feel bad for you? And lastly, the last bullet point that I had wrote down on this list was, he talked about, he went from one of his exes potentially doing something to Dominique, to bringing up those two men in black and in mask, and something about Dominique being in the trunk. He first talked something about his ex-girlfriend doing something potentially to her before he brought up the men. So that is all of the bullet points that I have concerning Miss Dominic Davis. And I'm not trying to solve a case or anything or nothing like that. I was led to take notes of these observations, and for when the time was right to put these observations out there for whatever reason. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I do not believe that MPD was paying attention to that shit. I know that, like, yes, they was allowing him to say whatever to see if he was going to implicate himself as far as the things that he was posting and reposting during the time of, like, the investigation while they was looking for her. But I don't think he was looked at from that perspective as far as, like, kind of trying to, like, I don't know, like I said, making somebody look over here when they really should be looking over here at this. And the whole Toro reading thing is definitely what, like, caught my attention and was like, something's not right about this. And I knew that Miss Dominique Davis, like, that she wanted me to speak on this. Well, for one, there hasn't, if you look up her name on Google, there hasn't been no update since she's been found, as far as, like, an update on the case, like what happened to her, if there was foul play, which I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like it is. Like, nothing else has been spoken on else about her. And I know there's one reason why she wants me to speak on it, because it's just like they trying to allow her to be just another black woman who get lost in the sauce, and, like, they just, MPD just going about their business, and, you know what I'm saying, they just chalk it up to another one bites the dust, like. And it's like her spirit, her energy is like she not going out like that. And it's like I said, she's been getting my attention, and she's been, you know what I'm saying, and, like, the birds, like, I'm talking about the whole time I've been talking, the birds have been going crazy, just flying. Like, it's another red bird right here in front of me. It's two birds right here, one bird right there. Like, the birds just been going crazy the whole time I've been talking about her, the entire time. Two different red birds. But what really got me, what really was like, I know I need to do this video. Like, I was in my room cleaning. This shit was like a few weeks ago too, and this video had popped up, and it was similar. I know during that time I was, like, watching, like, crime videos and shit like that, like true crime documentaries and shit like that on YouTube. And this video ended up popping up, like, in the queue, like, in the recommended for you queue. It was a man who killed his girlfriend, and this man's name was Dominic Davis. And, you know, YouTube got it where, like, if you, like, move your little arrow, and, like, the arrow land on the video, like, it'll play, like, the first few seconds of the video. I had did that and, like, didn't even realize I did it, and it ended up landing on the video of the dude who killed his girlfriend, Dominic Davis. And so I did that and didn't know I did it, and so I just, like, heard the word Dominic Davis, and I turned around, looked at the TV, and I'm looking at the TV like, what the fuck? And I'm seeing, like, it has, like, Dominic Davis, the name Dominic Davis in the title, in the description. And like I said, it was a video about a dude who he was in the interrogation room when the video had came on. He was being interrogated for killing his girlfriend, and I just sat there in shock, and I was like, all right, I can no longer like ignore you or ignore this, because if that wasn't like straightforward, cut to the point, I don't know what was. And I'm not saying anything with that other than Dominic Davis was trying to get my attention. I'm not saying anything as far as I'm not trying to insinuate or allude to anything else other than Dominic was trying to get my attention. Okay? Because ain't nobody about to sue me about shit. And I know that nigga was talking shit, trying to say that he was gonna sue people. So that's why I'm just being very cautious with my words. And plus, like I said, I'm not a part of this case. I really don't know anything. This woman is not related to me. This is just energy, spirit reaching out to me, wanting and needing me to speak on something, and I agree. And so we here. And now that I've done this, and whenever I post this, I command that whatever is needed from me, through me, is done. Whatever is needed for her, whatever justice that needs to be served for her is done. It is. It is what it is. And so it is. Okay? So yeah, that's the end of that video. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you. And she appreciates you as well for listening. And connecting these dots with us. So, bye.